My hair is very Disney-esque. Hey guys, it's Olivia and I'm back with another video. So, if you guys follow me on Twitch, meaning you watch my live streams where I just talk about my day or really talk about anything, but I tend to start a stream with talking about my day or what happened earlier that week or whatever I be talking about, you would know that I am currently in summer school, not because I failed, but because I switched majors, and so I'm trying to catch up so that I can still graduate on time. So first semester of summer school just ended, which means second semester of summer school has just started. Let me tell you something. I've been in university for a total of 5 semesters, and not to mention the 12 years of school, 14 years of school if you count kindergarten, the 14 years of school that I did prior to that. So I know a lot of teachers. I've been through various levels of education, elementary school, high school, now university. I feel like I've met all the teachers. And in this video, I'm just going to tell you why teachers are trash. Not all. I've had some good teachers, some good professors here and there sprinkled in throughout the semesters that I've been in school. However, we have all had teachers that just no. We've all had at least one teacher that we don't like, and I feel like this is going to be a series. In this video, I'm going to talk about one aspect which you already know from the title, which is plagiarism, and I have so many other teacher subtopics that I could talk about. If you want me to turn this into a series, I will, because I literally have them all written down. But before we get into this video, which is part 1 of this series, be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday. I make anywhere from rant videos like this to topic videos to how to make money online videos. And with all that being said, let's get into this week's video. So the topic of this video is plagiarism. I'm not going to give you the Google definition. Basically, plagiarism is taking somebody else's work and playing it off as your own. So like, for example, if you have a paper that you need to write and then you hire someone online to write it and then you submit it and you're like, oh yeah, my name was on the top, so obviously it's my work. That's plagiarism, right? Let me tell you something. Every university professor I've ever had, or I would argue that every university professor, period, plagiarizes. So the thing is, this is what I don't get. I'm not allowed to plagiarize in the work that I submit to you, but you're allowed to plagiarize in the work that you give me to do. Allow me to explain. So, as I said, I just started my second semester of summer school. First semester, I had a math course, which was not a part of my major, but I had to take it because it is a prerequisite course for a course that is in my major. So first semester, I took a course that I didn't need, and this semester, I'm taking a course that will actually count towards my major. Tell me why. I walk into the class, and the first lecture of this class that I actually need was the exact same as the first lecture of the class that I didn't need. It was the exact same. It was a different professor, but it was the exact same PowerPoint, the exact same examples, the exact same practice questions. It was the exact same. Even the syllabus was the same, except the only difference was the contact email wasn't this professor's email, it was this professor's email. It's the exact same class, but they have different course codes, and this course code is for my major and this course code isn't. But I can't take this course without that course, so you basically have to take the same class twice because you're not allowed to take the class you need without taking the class you don't need, even though they're the same class. So, how does plagiarism play into this? As I said, different professor, same PowerPoint. So either my professor from this semester stole it from my professor from last semester, or vice versa. Maybe they're like, oh, we teach the same class, so let's use the same PowerPoints. Or maybe both of them took it from somewhere else. Because let me tell you something, my math prof from last semester, he would have something up on the PowerPoint, an example, and he'd be like, does anyone have any questions? You raise your hand, you ask him a question, and then he's like, moving on, because he couldn't answer the question. You want to know why? Because he didn't make the PowerPoint. It's like if you created the examples in that PowerPoint, then you would be able to answer questions pertaining to that example. But since you just took that PowerPoint off the internet or downloaded it from teacherspowerpoint.com, I don't know, if you teefed that from either a different professor or from the internet, then obviously that's why you can't answer my questions when I ask you one. So professors really be saying that you're not allowed to plagiarize, yet they plagiarize the lesson. So it's like, if you are allowed to plagiarize the whole lesson, so you're allowed to plagiarize the whole entire course, you're telling me that I can't plagiarize one paper? Like, come on. I'm not saying that plagiarism is good, but what I am saying is the people who are enforcing not to plagiarize are the people who are plagiarizing every single day. Because while you might only have that class once a week, because that's kind of how university works, that's not the only section of that class. So you might only have that class on Monday, but they're teaching Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and they're using the same PowerPoints that they have from 5 years ago. Like, have you ever had an older friend and then they took a class previously and they show you old tests or whatever, and then you get a test and it's the exact same test? Let me tell you another thing about plagiarism. Let's just pretend that these teachers made these PowerPoints, because I know they didn't, but let's just pretend. Another part of plagiarism is resubmitting something that was already submitted. So let's say that you took a course and you didn't get the best grade, so you wanted to retake it in order to raise your mark. And then let's say that the first time you took the course, there was one assignment that you did very well on. You got an A, you got 100%. So you're like, okay, well, I'm going to take this class again. I already know what assignment 2 is going to be, and I did very well on assignment 2, so I'm just going to resubmit it. No, you can't do that, because that's plagiarism. Even though you wrote that paper, since you already submitted it previously, if you submit it again as your own work, even though it is your own work, you're technically plagiarizing yourself. So you're not even allowed to self-plagiarize. That's against the rules too. So if you previously submitted something, you can't submit it again, even if it's your own work. So that goes the same for a PowerPoint. Let's say that they created this PowerPoint from scratch, which I know they didn't because they couldn't answer my questions, but let's just pretend that they created this PowerPoint. The fact that they're using it again the next semester, you're self-plagiarizing. Oh, when you write the same test that you did 5 years ago, I have a friend who's 5 years older than me, and I was looking at their notes, and then you give me the same test 5 years later, self-plagiarizing. So how come you are allowed to plagiarize? The person who's hammer, no plagiarizing. If you catch me plagiarizing, you hand me into the dean or whoever your higher up is. I don't know, because I haven't had to meet the higher up of whoever's above my professor. But yeah, you hand me over to whoever it is that needs to deal with me for plagiarizing, yet you're plagiarizing every single day. Every single day. I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not I have found homework questions on the internet, but let me tell you something. I want you to, let's say you have an online course, or you have an online homework assignment, and then there's a question. I want you to type that question into Google and tell me if the exact answer doesn't show up. You want to know why? Because your professor didn't come up with those questions. They took it off the internet. So how come you're allowed to take your questions off the internet, but I'm not allowed to take my answers off the internet? That's not fair. How come you're allowed to plagiarize the whole course? You didn't even do work. You didn't write your own tests. You didn't make your own PowerPoints. You don't write your own exam quiz questions. You don't write anything for the course. You just teeth everything off the internet. But yet if I take one line and I forget to cite it, that's plagiarism, and I get a 0 and I get sent to the dean's office. What? You are straight up plagiarizing everything. Everything down to the grammatical errors in the questions. You're copying off the internet. But yet if I get an answer off the internet, suddenly that's wrong? Excuse me? And let's just pretend once again that they did make up these answers themselves, right? Let's say in a previous year they made up these questions, and then let's say that somebody from a previous year asked the question on the internet, so now it's there for future students to see. Once again, you're self-plagiarizing. So even if you came up with those questions yourself, the fact that you're reusing them 2, 3, 4 years later, that's self-plagiarism. So regardless of whether or not you originally stole it or you're stealing it from yourself 5 years later, it's still self-plagiarism. So once again, how come you, the person who's teaching me, the person who's enforcing no plagiarism, plagiarism hammer, how come you're allowed to plagiarize literally your whole lesson? Like, you don't even work. Because this, let me tell you something about university. Teachers don't even mark anything. They have teachers' assistants, or TAs for short. Okay, so you don't write your tests, and you don't write your quizzes, and you don't make your PowerPoints, and you don't mark any of the assignments. So you don't do any work. All you do is go to the photocopier and print them off. If you even do that, if you don't send your TAs to do that. So your TAs print the, no, let me tell you what you did. That when you started working for the school 20 years ago, you got a bunch of test questions and stuff off the internet, you printed it off. That was the whole work you did for the last 10 years. That's all the work you did. That one time where you looked up questions that you could ask your students, and then from that point forward, you just keep photocopying the same stuff. So you've been plagiarizing since day one, yet you're literally getting paid to plagiarize. All you do is show up to lecture and read what's off the slide. That's literally all you do. Why are you getting paid to not do work? You don't create the slide, you don't create the test, you don't create the assignment, you don't create the quiz, you don't mark any of the stuff because you have TAs to do that for you. You literally do no work, and you're getting paid thousands, tens of thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands. I don't know how much professors get paid. You're getting paid bare money to do nothing. So like, yeah, to get to the point in life where you are, you have to go through a lot of schooling, you have to get good grades, blah, 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 blah. But after that, it's just smooth sailing for you because you literally plagiarize everything. You teeth everything off the internet because I can find all the answers to all your questions on the internet, which means you didn't come up with them, or you did come up with them 10 years ago. And now you're reusing them, which is self-plagiarism. So how come you're allowed to plagiarize and I'm not? Like, sometimes you'll plagiarize by accident. Like, you will forget to cite a source, and that's plagiarism, and you literally get a 0. When it's like, you didn't even mean to. Like, it was a mistake. You had like 20 sources that you cited, and you left out that one, so now your whole paper gets a 0, right? So you put in the work, you quoted some stuff, and you also put in your own ideas, and you cited everything except for one thing, and that's plagiarism, and you get a 0. Meanwhile, you, the professor, plagiarizes 100% of your course, and you're getting paid for that. So you cannot come to me and tell me plagiarism is bad when you're literally getting paid every single day to plagiarize. I'm so mad. I'm especially mad because the first course I didn't need. It's not a part of my curriculum. It's not one of the courses that is required for me to graduate. But I can't take the course that I need to graduate without taking this course. So that's so annoying. The prerequisite is the exact same as the actual class. That's so dumb. That doesn't make any sense. Like, this class was apparently supposed to prepare you for this class. It's the same class. So why couldn't I have just taken this one right off the bat? They're literally just trying to teeth your money. They're like, ugh. I'm so mad. I'm so mad that I had to take this class before I could take this class, even though they're the same. But this class, even though it's the same and I'm going to learn the same thing and walk away with the same knowledge, this course does not count towards my major. So if I was like, oh, I took this one, so I'm not going to take this one because it's the same, too bad. This one is under my major, this one's not. But then I can't just say, oh, I'm only going to take this one because you're not allowed to take this one without this one. It's so messed up, and I'm literally learning the same thing, the same PowerPoint from 2 different professors, which means one of them plagiarized off somebody, and they're taking my money. I don't know how much this course was, like $1,500, so I paid $1,500 twice because of the same course. So I paid $3,000 to take the same course. And it's like, I'm especially mad because, as I said, I switched majors, which means I'm trying to catch up so that I can graduate on time. So instead of taking 2 3-credit courses, one of which I didn't need, if they're both going to be the same, I could have taken this course that I actually needed and a different 3-credit course. So then I would have been 3 credits ahead instead of taking this class that I didn't need just so that you could teeth my money and plagiarize off each other. Like, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. I walked into that classroom and then the teacher's giving a little spiel about the syllabus, blah, 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 blah. The syllabus was the same. The first lecture was the same. The exact same examples, the exact same diagrams, the exact same everything was the same. And I'm like, this is the same class. I'm paying for it twice. I'm paying to be taught word for word the exact same thing because you guys teethed each other's PowerPoints. Like, I'm so angry. How come teachers are allowed to plagiarize, yet when you plagiarize, even by accident, you get reprimanded, you could get kicked out of school for it, yet they're literally being paid to plagiarize. So you're getting like all the glory for plagiarizing every single day because I done know you didn't write those PowerPoints yourself because you can't answer my questions when I ask you a question about the PowerPoint that you wrote. Or maybe you did write it yourself, which I don't believe you did, but let's just pretend. Maybe you did write it yourself, but you wrote it yourself 10 years ago and you've just been reusing the same thing for the last 10 years. So yeah, in your first year of teaching, you had to do a lot of work. You had to come up with these PowerPoints, come up with these tests, whatever. But since then, you've just been reusing the exact same stuff. So the only work you ever did was in your first year of teaching. That's it. Since then, you haven't been doing any work because you don't mark your own stuff and you don't create new questions. You're just reusing the same ones. Like, I been knew that teachers reuse the same PowerPoints because, like, you can find answers on the internet, so obviously. But now I have proof because now I've mistakenly taken the same course twice in a row. And there's two different professors and they're using the same PowerPoints. So they're not even they're just like, oh, this is the, insert my university name here, PowerPoint for these 3 classes. So if you're teaching these 3 different classes, this is the one PowerPoint that you use because they're all the exact same class, but they're all different credits for different majors. Like, I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Like, I knew that it happened, but now I've experienced it firsthand. You're not creating your own PowerPoints. You're plagiarizing either off yourself or off a different professor. Regardless, you're plagiarizing every single day and you're getting paid for it. And I plagiarize by accident and I get a 0, or I get kicked out of school, or I have to talk to the dean, or I get put on academic probation, whatever it is. I don't know what happens because luckily I haven't been like plagiarizing left, right, and center. But the point is, I'm not saying plagiarizing is right. I'm saying that you shouldn't do it. But what I'm saying is, how come like you are plagiarizing every single day, yet when somebody plagiarizes once, even by accident, you are the same person who like gets them kicked out of school or sends them to the person who can kick them out of school? That is so hypocritical and that's so unfair. It's like you're literally above the law of school. You're allowed to plagiarize, but if anyone else does, you're allowed to send them away. I'm so mad. I'm so mad. Like, I don't know what else to say. But all I'm saying is that teachers plagiarize every single day. And if you plagiarize, you're getting kicked out of school. How is that fair? So, anyways, that's how my first day of the second semester of summer school went. Clearly, I'm not having the best time because I have no choice but to take the same course twice and sit through the same PowerPoints and sit through the same examples and be taught the same things and blah, 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 blah. And it's ridiculous. And I have to sit in a classroom with somebody who's getting paid to do something that I'm not allowed to do. But that's all for this week's video. I'm sure that some of you can relate to this, even if you're not in university. Maybe you're in elementary school or high school, but like you had older siblings who had that teacher previously and you look at their old notes and it's literally the same. Yeah. So I feel like pretty much anyone of any age group can relate to this. If you can, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you think your friends will enjoy it, be sure to share it with them. All my social media links will be down below in case you want to follow me on there. Be sure to subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every Monday, and I'll see you next Monday with a new video.